Well, my name is Elaine Sneider, and I have a business called Adventures in Education. And what my business does, I do all kinds of things. I do theater, piano lessons, voice lessons. I do little musical jamboree class, and I offer different camps and classes and things in the summer, and I do some after-school classes at OLPH school, and I also do a drama club for OLPH, and I also for St. Joan of Arc. Many years ago, when my daughter was just turning 5 and my son was in 3rd grade, I decided to homeschool them. And the homeschoolers took me to the 577 for a class, and I liked it there, and I asked if I could offer classes there myself, and so I started doing that. So that was probably, and I also worked at the Toledo Zoo because my kids took classes at the zoo, and they hired me to be an education teacher. And I did a lot of classes there for quite a while, and then I started just doing some on my own and renting places. I just love working with kids. I love helping them change from being somebody who is pretty shy to coming out of their shell and, really being confident and everything. It's really fun. The class today was Musical Jamboree, and I offer it at the 577 Foundation. It's for 2 to 4-year-olds and their mothers or grandmothers or whoever wants to bring them. And they just do little games of singing and dancing, and it's pretty low key. It's 8 sessions long, and they dance or sing for about 45 minutes. I do a story in the middle, and at the end, the last day, we do a craft. And I don't make the kids sit very long because they have very short attention spans, but it's okay if they don't want to sit. I don't put a lot of pressure on them to behave a certain way, and usually the kids behave very nicely to each other. I've only had 2 kids in all the 20 years I've been doing this that weren't behaving very nice to each other, and so it's kind of amazing, but I think it's just because they're having a lot of fun. The other program I do is St. Joan of Arc's Drama Club. And we started in 2010. The principal asked me to do a drama club there. And so I started doing, our first show was Peter Pan, and I had just a handful of kids. I had met a few of the parents at my other theater program, and they asked the principal to ask me to do a program. So that's how it started. And so then I just kept doing shows there. I do a show in the fall and a show in the winter. And right now we're working on Aladdin. And the program has grown because I probably had 10 to 12 kids in the first program, but right now I have 32. And so I have 2 days a week. One group is 21 little kindergarten through 2nd graders, and they're gonna all be little children at the palace. We're making little tunics for them. And they just get a couple of lines, and they're gonna dance in the parade, and that's about, they're not involved a lot, but it's a great experience for them. And then the older kids are the ones that have all the lines, and I try to give everyone has some kind of line in my program. You're not just in a chorus. You get to have something, even if it's only 2 lines. The other program I do is I just call it Adventures in Education Presents, on the programs and things. And it's a program for kids from kindergarten up through 8th grade. The kindergarten through 2nd graders usually get to be in the older kids' show, but once in a while they do their own little show. Usually I wait till spring till they're a little more mature, and then they can remember lines and everything, because they'll have more lines than 2. The kids that are in, this year we just started a troupe, so the next group is grades 3 through 6, and they are the main characters of Cinderella that's going on right now, and the little kids are the mice. And so the kids in Cinderella practice once a week, and so did the mice. But there's another group now that are going to do Snow White, and Snow White practices twice a week. And the shows are going to go together. I wrote them, so Cinderella Princess Cinderella, whatever, in Cinderella becomes a queen, and she is actually the mother of the guy who marries Snow White in Snow White story. So it's kind of like they're all sort of together. So we're going to have it as one big show. I just gain such a satisfaction of seeing the kids. They get excited when they see me come back in the fall, and they get so they grow and they just develop, and I don't know, I've seen some kids be very, very, very shy. And then now they're, then eventually they're singing solos in front of the whole audience. And their teachers say that they raise their hand in class and all that. It's a lot different than when they first started. My website is www.adventures-in-education.net. And then when you get to the top, there are some latest news things there, but the very top, it'll tell you there'll be drama, music, classes, camps, whatever's being offered. All you do is click on one of those categories, and then you can you can see all the things that are offered in that category, and then you can click on the thing you're interested in.